not gonna go give you 3 hard hours a day getting beat up and go home and get beat up and have to overdose myself on painkillers to get ready for the game.
Shaquille O'Neal didn't just earn 4 rings, he paid for them in full. Behind the dominance was a brutal tab: shattered joints, opioid dependence, and kidneys wrecked by years of painkillers. Now in his 50s, he's battling the aftermath of a game that once crowned him king. Born in Newark in 1972, Shaq's story started in chaos. His father lost to addiction in prison. His teenage mother left to carry it all. Then came Sergeant Philip Harrison, the man Shaq calls Dad, the one who showed up and never left. Greatness made him a legend. The cost made him human.
Because, the term stepfather, I don't really use. I use father. He's the guy who made me who I am.
Harrison's military background was strict, physical, and uncompromising. He hit Shaq when he crossed lines. He ran laps when Shaq disobeyed. He instilled discipline through force, when force was what the moment called for. He had been raised by his own Jamaican father with severe physical discipline. The family moved constantly. Military postings took them through Germany, Texas, Georgia, and New Jersey. Every new school was a new battlefield.
How much were you teased growing up
A lot.
because of your size?
A lot. I had to figure out 2 things.
He came to 2 conclusions fast: either make them fear you or make them laugh for a long time.
I was always a bully until one day in 5th grade, I had a spit wad. I threw it at the chalkboard.
Ended the day, he fought a smaller kid who then had an epileptic seizure on the ground in front of him.
So I'm beating this kid up and I'm kicking this kid and he has an epileptic seizure. It's just me and the kid out there and he's on the ground shaking.
That moment shifted the direction of everything. His mother's words landed differently after.
My mother pulled me to the side and said, "You're too big and too strong. You can't ever do that again." And that kind of stayed with me.
He put the fist down. He picked up humor. He became the class clown. The kid who made people laugh before they could make him cry. But he still had no direction. He was a self-described medium-level juvenile delinquent. Stealing, fighting, following others into trouble.
Oh, I can't do it. I was very, very shy and always had self-doubts about myself and just never thought I could do it. Anything.
The pivot came in a seat at Madison Square Garden. Harrison, a man who sometimes went without so his daughters could have Christmas presents, got tickets to a Knicks game. Shaq had just brought home a report card full of C's. Harrison handed him 2 tickets as a reward. That night,
he has 2 tickets to the New York Knicks versus Philadelphia 76ers. Dr. J goes baseline, throws it down, crowd goes crazy. As the crowd erupts,
he turned to his father in that arena and made a decision.
It's like all that energy entered me, and I felt something. I looked at him and I said, "Sir, I know what I want to do when I grow up."
It didn't click overnight, but once it did, everything changed. After early trouble and even getting cut as a freshman, Shaquille O'Neal locked in. He trained relentlessly, growing into a body few had ever seen. By the time his family landed in San Antonio, he flipped the script, leading Robert G. Cole High School to a staggering 68-1 run, capping it with a perfect 36-0 season, a state title, and a record 791 rebounds. At LSU, he made history dominating the SEC in scoring, rebounding, blocks, and field goal percentage in one season. Then came 1992. The Orlando Magic took him first overall. At just 20, he dropped 23.4 points, 13.9 boards, and 3.5 blocks a game, winning Rookie of the Year and dragging the franchise into relevance. The kid doubted for his size, stutter, and roots had arrived. What no one saw: the bill coming due. 19 seasons in a 7 feet 1 inch, 325-pound body isn't a career, it's controlled destruction. It started at his right big toe. Years of explosive force crushed the joint into arthritis and bone spurs, slashing mobility in half. He still won titles on it. Then came plantar fasciitis, relentless and unforgiving. Knees followed cartilage tearing, never to heal, bones grinding under a decade of punishment. The damage spread upward, altered movement wrecked his hips. By 2023, at 51, he needed a full hip replacement, metal where endurance once lived. The Achilles tear in 2011 was the final snap. He came back briefly, got hurt again, and walked away. No farewell tour, no slow goodbye. He saw the ending and refused to perform it. But the deeper cost wasn't just structural, it was chemical. Game after game, it was painkillers to survive, NSAIDs daily, opioids when it got unbearable. Doses climbed past prescriptions because sitting out was never an option.
I'm not gonna go give you 3 hard hours a day getting beat up and go home and get beat up and have to overdose myself on painkillers to get ready for the game.
A doctor looked him in the eye and said it straight. You're addicted. Shaquille O'Neal pushed back. This wasn't about a high. It was about surviving one more game. But intent didn't matter. The damage was already written into his body. He hid it from his family, framing it as toughness, not dependency. Post-retirement, the truth surfaced: reduced kidney function, a liver marked by years of heavy painkillers. These aren't injuries you rehab. They're permanent receipts from 19 seasons of ignoring pain that was screaming to stop. Then came sleep apnea. His size turned rest into a risk, airway collapsing, oxygen cutting off dozens of times an hour. He once woke up thinking he was having a heart attack. For years, he brushed it off as exhaustion. Now it's CPAP machines, oral devices, and a warning to others. Don't wait until your body forces the conversation. He's dropped over 55 pounds, fighting to give his joints and organs a chance they never had during his prime. Because dominance didn't end at retirement, it turned into negotiation. Every morning is a deal with the damage, and while his body was breaking, another battle defined his legacy: his volatile bond with Kobe Bryant. When they joined forces in 1996, it was inevitable greatness.
He had an aura about him that I've never seen in an 18-year-old. The aura was kind of either this kid's really cocky or he believes in it.
From day one, Shaquille O'Neal saw exactly what Kobe Bryant was: unstoppable. The problem? Sharing the stage. Shaq saw a flashy kid chasing numbers. Kobe saw a powerhouse coasting on talent. Both were right, and that's why it exploded. A heated pickup run turned physical, fists nearly rewriting history, but neither backed down. What followed was a dynasty built on tension: 3 straight titles, 3 finals MVPs for Shaq, total domination. But beneath the banners, friction never faded. Because sometimes greatness doesn't unite, it collides, wins, and quietly tears itself apart.
And I just felt sometimes, his way. And, he's a fabulous player. Just felt, sometimes that he didn't do it the right way. And I know he felt sometimes that I didn't work hard or whatever.
Kobe and I pushed one another to play some of the greatest basketball of all time. And I am proud that no other team has accomplished what the three-peat Lakers have done.
The breaking point arrived in 2003. Shaq delayed surgery on his deteriorating right big toe, forcing Kobe to carry the offensive load through stretches where the team was functionally undermanned. Then, during Kobe's sexual assault investigation in Eagle, Colorado, charges that were later dropped, Kobe reportedly referenced Shaq's name in conversation with investigators, suggesting Shaq had made payments to women in past situations that leaked. Shaq felt it as a calculated betrayal from someone who had agreed to keep their personal matters private. The agreement had been explicit.
He's a tough guy. And I felt, with Kobe, it was too hard, too stressful, too much arguing.
Kobe hands it to O'Neal. But you did write in the book that at one point you wanted to kill him.
Yeah, that's because, that's how it felt.
And that's because of the line that had been crossed. Point one, Shaq had not forgotten.
That's how I felt because, he said something after we had agreed not to say anything, and that's what it was.
Lakers traded Shaq to Miami in 2004. Kobe re-signed long-term. The partnership was over. What followed publicly was a war, a nightclub freestyle where Shaq WP'd directly at Kobe, using language that left no ambiguity about the depth of his anger, at a Christmas Day 2004 matchup that attracted enormous viewership as an event of mutual resentment. Another round of public dices in 2008 after Kobe's first finals, without Shaq, ended in a loss. But the reconciliation also came gradually, honestly. A pre-game embrace that became known as the hug heard round the world, a 2018 TNT sit-down interview.
In truth, Kobe and I always maintained a deep respect and a love for one another.
And then on the morning of January 26, 2020, Shaq's son walked into the room and
one day I'm sitting in the house and my son come up crying. So when your son come up crying, you try to think about it before.
like he ran through the list of who it could be, his grandmother.
Is it grandma? Is it my mama? He said, yo man, Kobe just died in a helicopter crash. And I was just watching the night before when LeBron passed him up. I was like...
He refused to believe it. He called a contact in the sheriff's office. The confirmation came back.
He said it was true. I started crying. And I'm like, damn it, I didn't even holler at him.
I didn't even holler at him. Not the trade, not the freestyle, not the years of public theater. That single line, I didn't even holler at him.
It don't take you no time to be like, hey man, what's happening? Like a text or something.
He never did it. Kobe never did.
I never did it, he never did it, and that's what hurt me the most. It really is. I think about it all the time.
He keeps Kobe Bryant on his walls, and some days, that's all it takes to shut everything down. Shaquille O'Neal admits it still hits him. They made history, but he never made the call. No text, no check-in. Now the final chapter is sealed without the conversation that mattered most. But the regret doesn't stop there. At his peak, fame came with choices. He now owns serial infidelity that shattered his marriage to Shawnee Henderson, costing him his family. Legacy made him larger than life. His decisions made the silence permanent, because sometimes what you don't do echoes louder than everything you did.
I only cried twice, 3 times. Grandmother's death, father's death, and sister's death. And not because I was sad, because I forgot to tell them thank you.
Not because of sadness, because of missed thank yous. That is the shape of Shaquille O'Neal's grief. Not the loss itself, but the specific and permanent absence of conversations that should have happened before the loss made them impossible. That Harrison's dying wish was that Shaq take care of the family. He has honored it completely. His mother, his siblings, their children. He runs the operation, but he runs it inside the model Harrison built. The man protects and provides and does not distribute his burden, because distributing it is weakness. And weakness was the one thing Sergeant Harrison never permitted, which is what made his sister Asia's death so devastating when it came.
Go there, land, do the meeting, 8 o'clock. On the way back, she passes away. I get the text.
What stayed with him was not the timing. It was what he said before he walked.
But I didn't tell her I love her. All the other times, I love you, I miss you. My last thing I said was, I'll be back tomorrow.
She had asked for nothing from him. A career, a husband, a life. She fought cancer 3 separate times without making it his emergency. And the last time they were in the same room, he told her he'd see her tomorrow. Tomorrow did not come. And a few months after Aisha died, Kobe died.
And then a couple months after that, Kobe passed. And it's a suck saying that we had our little thing,
But he keeps a mural of both of them in his home. Now at 54, his net worth sits at approximately $500 million, with annual earnings of $95 million or more. Big Chicken has 40-plus locations open, with 350-plus in the development pipeline, including its first Central American stores in Honduras in 2026. In approximately 150 car wash locations, 40 fitness sites, Papa John's, and real estate across multiple states. He made early investments in Google and in Ring, the smart doorbell company Amazon acquired for over $1 billion.
How fulfilled are you with the life that you've lived?
I'm not fulfilled at all.
Not self-pity, something colder, for whom stopping long enough to feel satisfied would itself register as failure. He carries a titanium hip, kidneys operating at reduced capacity from years of painkiller use, sleep apnea managed nightly with a device, and more than 55 pounds of post-retirement weight loss, carefully managed to give his joints the margin they never had while he was performing. He cannot dunk. He negotiates with his body every morning for what the day is going to allow.
Shaq was a nice guy, that's it.
Forget the rings, the MVPs, the Hall of Fame shine, the $500 million empire, even the global Big Chicken expansion. Shaquille O'Neal is trying to distill it all into something far simpler. Be a nice guy. That's the legacy he now builds everything around. Because in every interview, the message hits the same, hard and personal. Call them, text them, say the words while they can still hear you. Don't let silence grow roots like it did with Kobe Bryant. Don't walk away like he did with Aisha. Don't stand at funerals replaying conversations you never had. It's not theory for him, it's memory. Faces on a wall. Moments that don't get rewound. At 54, Shaq is a man who turned childhood limitations into a superhuman career. He endured brutal physical punishment, dominated her as a basketball, and kept moving even as his body paid the price. Scandals came and faded, wealth multiplied, but nothing ever fully erased what time already took. The game gave him everything: visible championships, status, immortality debates. But it also stripped him quietly, one season, one injury, one silence at a time. Like this video, don't forget to explore more similar content through the suggested cards on your screen.